Welcome to the History Hunter. Welcome to our small adventures with the World War II time frame. Why are we out here? Well, we are on the Atlantic Wall. We are looking for the past and we are gladly going to share it with you. Out there, it's a magnificent German World War II flak position. Flak is Flugzeugabwehrkanone or anti-aircraft gun position. And what makes it so special is that it's completely by itself all the way out there in the sand dunes. And we can't wait to share it with you. So join us. Come on, let's go out and find the past together right now. And we are here in the terrain. This is a Flakabteilung, or this is a spot where the Germans had the anti-aircraft guns for protecting the other kind of investments they had in this area. So it's on a peninsula all by itself. And there are, I think, 6 or 7 features, and we are definitely going to find, I'm going to try and find all of them. Also, this is on the Atlantic Wall. This is the line that you see here. So it is the defensive line that the Germans built from the bottom of France to the top of Scandinavia, with thousands, tens of thousands of structures. And some of them are here even today. I can actually see a structure there, which I think is a Regelbau, but I'm actually looking for a L410 bunker, which is a one-room bunker, and it's supposed to be just around the area. So I'll have a walk around and see if I can find that. But as I'm doing that, I'm actually seeing something laying in the terrain here. And what is that? Maybe that's got something to do what the Germans had here. That's a heavy-duty kind of metal sheet. And you can see it coming from what used to be the trenches. The trench is actually running here. So that is special. All right. Yep, I found the 410 and it looks like this. This is the anti-aircraft gun position. The Germans could have had a number of different types of guns here. This L410 is a typical anti-aircraft gun of flak battery construction. It has this gun placement on the top of the actual bunker. So I'm going to go down into this pit and I'm going to show you the detail of the center point there. So all of these are munition storages, and by the size I don't think there was 88s here, because the height it's not high enough. If they put it laying down, it'd be a waste of space regarding the length of them, but it could also be that they had a rangefinder stationary here, so they could grab that and a crew would take the range to the target, either a vessel or a aircraft, and in that way they could actually pinpoint the position much easier. This here is the actual gun mount, and it's down here. You can see the metal ring still standing there. So the gun was actually assembled there, or attached there. But an interesting thing is, as I said, the bunker is actually right underneath us. So I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to go to the front. Okay, give me a few seconds. So the sun is very much against me here, but here you can see the outline of the 410 bunker, and this is a crew bunker for the flak crews, and they would have stayed here. And luckily for us, it's been dug up. Many of these has been shut for so many years, but now they're coming alive again. And right here you can actually see the entrance. It didn't used to look like that. That's because there were some huge castings here to shut it in, but then during the later years they definitely opened them up again. So what do you say? Let's go down and check out how the crew quarters for the German World War II flak crews were at this position here. Inside, you can see this is what actually shut this. It was even shut further, but as I said, more and more of them are being dug out, and boom, this is what it looks like in here. This is basically the shutter. There will be communication equipment and electrical equipment right there. Then when you come further in, there will be like this little division here. You have one room there, and there will be other rooms here. Typical detail, the door frame is a heavy-duty steel door that had a rubber gasket, and they could shut that, and in that way this compartment or rooms would be airtight in the case of, gas attacks. So this is where the person inside can actually look outside and see who's coming in. If it was the enemy, well, you know what? They either shot it or fired back at you. And the reason for this being wood, this is concrete, this is wood. That's because when the incoming rounds would come in here, they wouldn't ricochet and work themselves way in there. They would actually be stuck in the wood. And that's a little thing that they actually thought about after they casted it, and they said, just leave it, we don't need to take it away, and it's actually needed to prevent the ricochet. All right, actually one of the half of the doors are still there. That is very special, because that's not often that you can see. Here, there's absolutely nothing, but notice one thing. They actually painted it in a kind of yellow paint. And now you can see, I think this is the munition storage, because there's a ventilation shaft, and that's the only detail that is here. And there's ventilation shafts. But this is most likely the detail of the flak, the necessity of the munition for the flak, and or the anti-aircraft gun, because there are no bunk hangers in the roof. If this would be a crew quarter, there would be bunk hangers up there in the roof. But let's have a look on the other room here. Going in here, and you have this little pocket there. There's the ventilation shaft coming in. There's another ventilation shaft and a million of mosquitoes. Holy shit. And in here, sorry, there are actually several rooms. So we're going to go inside here first. What? There's another room, and there is one of the huge steel doors. This is so cool, because this place, I didn't expect that to have that. And there was panels on the roof, on the wall. You can actually see some of it up there. There's actually glass there, and that's been broken. And this is also maybe a storage. I cannot see any bunk hangers here on the roof as well, but all of this stuff is actually original. That is absolutely fascinating. It rots away, and the locals got some of it after the war, and there's a lot of mosquitoes here trying to bite me here. So this is the emergency exit. Look at that. Inlet for power supply coming into the bunker, and ventilation actually laying there. And then this is the emergency exit. It will be bricked up, and with 1 or 2 stacks or rows of bricks, you knock down the bricks and it's filled with sand, and then you pull the sand or the bricks out. The sand will come down, and you can grab all of that sand, dig it out, and then you will climb up a square hole with the ladder, and you'll be safe. But look at that. That is actually just laying there. How sad. How sad. All right, so we have a complete intact door. That is just absolutely incredible to see. Sometimes in the rubble here you can find bakelite toothbrushes, maybe caps. You won't believe it. I actually found a German belt buckle once in such a rubble pile like this. So miracles can happen. And here you can see actually ventilation pipes still there. And what I like with this place, there's no graffiti, no idiots has been here, and that is the proof that the Germans actually stepped here. That is a bunk hanger, and that proves to me that the Germans actually spent time here, and they slept here waiting for whatever order came, and they could do that by the ventilation shaft in here. But also on the wall there would be a crank turning pump device. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. So in the case of emergency, they could shut down the whole bunker with the sealed doors, and they could crank that handle and pull air into the bunker through this system here, and these would go outside, and they could also shut everything in case of a emergency or gas attack. There would be some valves attached, one-way valves attached very often, maybe down there, but it seems like someone actually decided they wanted to get that, so all you have left is the flange, and that valve is actually gone. That is a Uberdruck valve, looks something like this. Yeah, but what a spectacular place. I'm going to take some photos and we're going to continue, and we're going to see if we can find the next little target of this journey here. So this is the view the German soldier would have when he's outside his Regelbauer 410. Now we're going to find a VF67. In the God's name, where is that? All right, let's see if we can find it. It's got a very special detail, and it's on private property. But I asked a gentleman who passed on here that I can actually go inside. Thank you for that. Just going to take images, nothing else. This has a very special feature, and you're going to see that when we come inside. So right here, you see it goes to this area, this area, this area, and this area. And why? Why is it divided like that? Well, you're going to see that because right there, there's actually one dome. And here, there used to be a mortar. As I said, this is private. This thing's been knocked down. This is a mortar foundation. It seems like they're actually working still. They try to cut it down. But this mortar was attached right there. That's at least what I think it is. And then it has this, which I believe is a MG turret or a Tubruk department of the bunker. So very special combination. So this would look something like this on the top side. Yeah, and the other one, the mortar. See if we can show you a picture of that. And then inside here would be munition storage. So we're not going to bother the privacy here anymore, but nevertheless, that is spectacular. So you have a combination, a bunker that had both a machine gun turret and a mortar. Absolutely fantastic to see this thing still here. Did you know that you can become a World War II History Hunter team member, and the artifacts here could be passed on to you in this manner and fashion here by creating beautiful World War II dioramas and displays? You can be the future keeper of something very, very special by the history and the history hunting that we share together. Check out the link in the video description. You can click that and you can become a Patreon team member if you want to. Different kind of perks with for your eyes only videos, travel vlogs, restoration projects, all of that good stuff. And if you want to know more, check out the supporter videos in the beginning of each month. But now let's continue our little adventure. We're all the way down at the coastline, which is constantly being eroded, and there will be barbed wire coming out from everywhere, and you just really have to be careful. Look at this. That's a drop of 20 meters, and this continuously goes away, so you have to be very careful. But let me show you something here. Can you see these huge pipes coming out from there? Why do you think that is? That's because you can actually see something there. That's the roof of a massive German World War II bunker, which is actually on its journey to get, in the end, down there. And what was here? This is what was here. This is a anti-aircraft gun position, a bit smaller. So I'm gonna bet a lot that this is actually for the 20mm Flak 38, and that would have looked something like this. Yep. So this time you can see, let me get you down there. I'm so happy that we can actually go out and share this with you. You can see much smaller munition pockets. As I said, I'm not 100% sure that was 20. When I see these smaller pockets, it's more likely that they had the magazines for the Flak 38 in here, behind maybe some wooden covers. And then, if anything was supposed to happen, well, you can see for yourself, they had an incredible view all around here, and when the firing solution came, they could go or they would get fire at will, and you can see the streak of an aircraft up there, and most likely it would be the RAF coming in trying to get these guys, and they would fight back as hard as they could. But let's go down and check out this bunker inside, because I think this is open as well. Boom, you can see here, same as the other one. And you have this shutter, and there are two openings. There is this here, and why don't we choose this one? The door is actually there, half the door. These are very often stripped away after the war because of the value of metal. Also the door frames were very often ripped off. Okay, so I'm not going to go in there, it's just the storage. Over to this side. I'm guessing the door is going to be there as well. There are zillions of mosquitoes here. Let me see. It's a bit bigger, this room. Yep, and we can stand up. Also here, the blue colored ventilation shafts with tubes are still there. And, yep, you guessed it, the bunk hangers. That means they slept in here, and that's also why they have extensive ventilation equipment in this room. And that is also still here with the original blue paint, notifying that this is fresh air coming into the bunker. Emergency exit also been tested somehow, because the sand is being pulled out, and a freaking billion mosquitoes in that hole. Shutter, the bunk oven here, ventilation. There are millions of mosquitoes up there. It's coming alive actually. And there would be the hand crank pump. Let me show you something. I'm gonna blow on the wall. Just notice this now. That is crazy. And I can actually hear them. We're leaving. Dangerous mosquitoes. All right, let's go to the next incredible position here. Hope you're enjoying this. Give us a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, do all of that good stuff to encourage us to go further. And to all of you Patreon and PayPal supporters, thank you. You are the guys and girls who makes this come true. And without your kind support, we would never be able to show you images like this. So thank you for being out there for us. You know, it's a very strange feeling. You're going along on the beach and suddenly there's this gigantic structure laying there. It's like when you go to a museum and you see a dinosaur, or, you know, something like that, an old elephant just in an exhibition there. You feel it, touch it. No, it's fake. This is no fake. This stuff is the real deal. And it's actually here. You can touch it and it will be here. Actually not for long. This thing here is something, can you recognize it? This used to be a very heavy duty machine gun tow truck. Why can we know? Well, they shot the opening on the top. But if you've seen many of my videos, you can see for sure. This is a VF58C, I think, maybe. And this used to be a machine gunner's position. And you can see it's also going away. It's actually going down into the deep. It's not going to be moved so much out there. It's going to go like that. And you can see, sorry, you can see the other one there. So basically, this is a living museum that actually changes. So if you go to National Geographic Museum or something like that, and you go in there and you kind of touch a replica model of something, it could stay there for eternity. It's just being taken care of. These, they are gone. In 50 years, they will not be here. I can promise you. You might be able to see some of the tops of these large ones, but they will actually stay longer here. But on another coast around here, they will disappear in like 10 years. Wow. Okay. So, Hans, Wilhelm, Andreas, Helmut, they all worked here. Not exactly do I know if they came back, but I do know that for them this was all about Blut und Ehre. For some it was just, why do we have to do this? Why do we have a war? And I agree, there's no point actually in any wars, but if you don't record it, we don't share it, we don't show what actually happened, how can we learn from it? So Hans, Wilhelm, Andreas, all of you, rest in peace, no matter what, because I don't make a difference of which country this soldier come from. I want to tell the story, I want people to see it, and that's what I'm done. And I can't thank you enough for being here with us. Eli should have been here, but he's in the car building a model, so good to him. Hope you enjoyed this. Again, thank you all our Patreon, PayPal supporters for helping us out, being out there. And if you want to check it out, as I saw or showed you that little video, I do give away most of our found artifacts, and in that way you can actually become a owner of a future, or be the future owner of a beautiful little piece of history. Other than that, leave a subscribe, hit the notification, comment, blah-de-blah-de, do all of that good stuff. We are fighting on, we are going to another location, and we are going to share absolutely everything with you. Thank you, stay safe, keep smiling, and see you later.